What's going on, Central Unit? Is the Central Man here. So this is my review of WWE Hell in a Cell 2020. I just watched the pay-per-view. I'll get to my final thoughts in the end. Is it a good show? Is it a bad show? Or thumbs in the middle show? Who knows? You have to wait till the end. Not talk about the kickoff show match. Actually, I'll do a quick result. You had R-Truth defeat Drew Gulak for the 24/7 title. Why they put this match on the kickoff show, I don't want to get into it. Let's move on to the first match of the main show of Hell in the Cell 2020. We had Roman Reigns defended the Universal Championship against Jey Uso inside Hell in the Cell. This is the first ever Hell in the Cell I Quit match. Did this match deliver? It's kind of a yes or no scenario. It's kind of a yes, but at the same time, it's a no because they can't do anything inside the cell. It was better off just doing a normal I Quit match. So the storytelling was good. They kind of shouted like, Jay says you change, and Roman says I have to change for the family. Roman beat down Jay multiple times, like hitting the multiple spears onto Jey Uso. They did like stuff like smacking each other into the cell wall, like suicide dives onto the cell wall. Jay whipped Roman with this Creed leather strap, and he said like, I'm whipping the dog shit. They kind of blur out the word shit. Roman choked out Jey Uso with the guillotine. And really the referee keeps saying, do you want to quit? And Roman said to the referee, shut your mouth. I think he said about he's got to learn. Roman hit like 2 running drop kicks onto the ring apron, onto Jay's head. For the second time he placed a still steps, hit the same move, and then you got the suits and ties coming down into the cell. Adam Pearce, Jamie Noble, and this ginger head guy. And then Roman kind of pinned down Jey Uso with the steel steps, giving a notable speech about I am the tribal chief. I'm better than you. He's about to hit Jey Uso in the head with the same steel steps, and then you got Jimmy Uso, Jay's brother, coming down to save his brother, and then Roman broke down in tears. I don't know who I am anymore. And then you thought they were gonna bury the hatchet, call it truths, but instead it was a swerve. Roman locked Jimmy Uso with the same submission hold, the guillotine. I wish Roman used that as an actual new finisher. Anyway, so I'm guessing like Jimmy or Jay say I quit, so Roman win this match. He retains the Universal Championship. It makes sense because I knew he's gonna retain the title on the show because I don't see Jey Uso becoming a single star. You know, it's a one-off. He's better off being in a tag team with his brother. And then you got Alpha and Sika, the Wild Samoans. They kind of give Roman this red wreath and place it around his neck. I'm guessing like Roman is the tribal chief now. They're trying to get this new nickname for Roman over. Like I said, they were better off doing a normal I Quit match. They don't really need to do a Hell in a Cell match. So, you know, some people are hyping it as this is a 5-star match, but in reality, I'm gonna give it 3 stars. Anyway, so the next 2 matches are shit. We had Jeff Hardy versus Elias. I wish they put that on the kickoff instead of R-Truth and Gulak for the 24/7 championship. That piece of shit belt. Yeah, Elias basically singing a song, doing his shtick, his guitar concerts. Basically, they're still playing up to Jeff Hardy's real life problems. You know, he said after this match, Jeff Hardy's would be back on the booze. Jeff Hardy equals DUI. Why they still doing this? Anyway, the match is shit. In the end, Jeff Hardy smacked a guitar in the back of Elias. That's just furthering up the rivalry. I don't want to get into it. Sorry, botched my words. Anyway, so moving on to the next match. The next match we got Otis versus The Miz and this is for the Money in the Bank briefcase. Like I said, this match is also shit. No disrespect of Otis, I don't mind the stuff with Mandy Rose. I think it was okay, but having Otis winning the Money in the Bank briefcase at Money in the Bank early this year was just not necessary. Anyway, so Otis was going for like the caterpillar. It's basically just a rip off of the worm. Scotty 2 Hotty's move. Anyway, in the end, you had Tucker betraying Otis. He basically smacked Otis in the back with the briefcase. Miz was shocked. He pins Otis for the victory, and Miz become a 2-time Mr. Money in the Bank. I think he joins the list as the 2 wrestlers hold the briefcase. The most times they hold the briefcase are CM Punk twice and Edge twice, and Miz joins that list. Who knows? I could see Miz winning a world title probably in 2021, because this year marks the 10-year anniversary. It'll be 10 years in November when he cashed in the briefcase and defeat Randy Orton to become the WWE champion on a Raw. This will be the Raw after Survivor Series. I think Miz's reign was good. That's another that's another topic for another time. Anyway, and afterwards there was an interview segment. Tucker, the reason why he's betraying Otis because he's getting attention, Mandy Rose, Money in the Bank briefcase, and Otis beat down Tucker. It's just setting up this match between Otis and Tucker down the road. The explosion of heavy machinery. So moving on to the second Hell in a Cell match of the night. We got Bayley defending the Women's Championship against Sasha Banks. Actually, the SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm trying to say, inside Hell in a Cell. And this match actually delivered. Match of the night. It got physical. They got creative. There's one more of the match. It was kind of like a candlestick spot, because Bayley placed 2 candlestick spots onto the top, really on the holes of the steel steps. They teased it. Bayley did like a toe hold onto Sasha Banks, and Sasha's really placed her head onto the steel steps. That was a bit cringe. I thought she could actually broke her face. I think really Sasha kind of sprayed Bayley with the fire extinguisher. The spot was kind of like unique. Basically, like Bayley placed like 2 chairs and placed a ladder in beneath 2 chairs. Sprayed Sasha Banks' torso with the I think there was a spray can, and sprayed it around Sasha's stomach. I think Sasha countered it, hit Bayley's finisher, old finisher actually. I think it's the Bayley to Bayley suplex onto the ladder. I think like one more of the match, Sasha hit like a 2 double running knees, like one on the they're playing like a tug of war with the table, and Sasha kind of slammed Bayley into the steel cage wall really right behind the table, and did like a running knee onto it, and she did like a flying knee off the top rope onto Bayley. That was unique. In the end, I think Bayley trying to hit her chair, the same chair, she injured Sasha's neck. And Sasha basically countered into the bank statement, because on 2 separate occasions in this match, like one time she locked in the hold, Bayley countered it, hit Sasha with the candlestick. And the 3rd time, Sasha managed to lock Bayley with the hold, and Bayley tapped out. Sasha won this match, ended her curse because she lost 2 Hell in a Cell matches in the past. Charlotte Flair in 2016 and Bayley last year, and this was the end of Bayley's title run. So I think Bayley's run, I think she did, like I said, did do well as women's champion. She kind of proceeds into the belt. I can see a rematch down the road. Hope Sasha basically have a lengthy run as women's champion. Like I said, it was a great match. It was physical. They got creative. For me, this is match of the night for me. So let's move on to, oh boy, another shit match. I'm gonna keep it short and simple. We had Bobby Lashley versus Slapjack? Represent Retribution. This is for the United States Championship. Match sucked. It was a bona fide squash match. Bobby Lashley locking the Hurt Lock to win this match, and then you got the Retribution beating down Lashley. Then you got MVP Shelton Benjamin. Really, rest of the members of the Hurt Business came to the rescue. I'm guessing this will set up a match at Survivor Series. Hurt Business versus Retribution. I can't wait. So moving on to the main event. We got Drew McIntyre defends the WWE Championship against Randy Orton. This is the third and final Hell in a Cell match of the night. Not on the same level as Bayley and Sasha, the previous Hell in a Cell match of the show, but it was still good. It's one more of the match. You had Orton, the start of this match, Orton wearing this disguise, they wear all black. They fought outside of the cell, fought inside. One more in the match, he kind of played Orton was working on the jaw of Drew McIntyre. Placed Drew's head onto the cell. He says, "You're a big Scot. I'm gonna whoop your ass." Yeah, I think I'll put it in the place in the middle. I'll get to my final thoughts in the end. They were fighting. Orton has some bolt cutters. He cut down. Really cut the lock open. The fight on top of the cell. Really, Drew was going for the Claymore kick. Orton attacked his leg, and then Orton knocked Drew off the cell wall, and basically he kind of landed into the fucking the announce table, and they got like a holy shit chant. I know it was crown dubbed. In the end, they kind of fight inside the cell wall. The fight inside the cell. In the end, I'm trying to keep it short and simple, folks. Drew was going for a Claymore kick, again. But instead, Orton counted into the RKO. He wins this match and wins the WWE Championship. I think he became a 14-time world champion. And it's been, was it the first time in 3 years? You know, the last time he won the title was against Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 33. And then he dropped the title, I think it was 2 months later, at Backlash to Jinder Mahal. That's another topic for another time. So, my thoughts on Drew McIntyre as WWE Champion. I think he was really WWE Wrestler of the Year of 2020. He did put on some good matches with Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, those trilogy matches with Randy Orton, at SummerSlam, Clash of Champions, and now Hell in a Cell. I think the Hell in a Cell match is one of the weakest out of the feud. It's a real shame he never got it, being the champion in front of the live audience because of COVID. It's not the last time we see Drew McIntyre as WWE Champion. I think he's going to win it in the future. What's next for Randy Orton now? There's no babyface so far. For me, I want to see Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. I know they fought so many times, but I want to see them fought for the championship because they never got that championship match because 2017 they were going for a rivalry between Orton and AJ for the title, but they kind of changed plans. And, they had a match at WrestleMania 35. That was a mediocre match. So I can see AJ turning babyface and do Orton and AJ for the title because there's no babyface so far. I think like Kevin Owens is now on SmackDown. So anyway, so my final rating for Hell in the Cell 2020, I'm gonna give it a 6. I'm gonna give it 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, fuck it, I'll give it 7 out of 10, man. I think it was a good show. It was a bit of a mixed bag actually. So I'll give it 6 out of 10. It had some good, but it had some bad. Like in the bad, you had Jeff Hardy versus Elias, Miz versus Otis, and Bobby Lashley versus Slapjack, whatever his name is. It's basically a lackey representing Retribution. But yeah, some good. Like, match of the night for me has to be Bayley and Sasha. It was physical, they got creative, I put Drew and Orton's Hell in a Cell match in the middle, and then I put the Roman versus Jey Uso's Hell in a Cell match in. I was bounced around between good or okay because like I said, they don't really need to do a Hell in a Cell match. They should do a normal Hell in a Cell match, but yeah, I don't think it's I think it's a little bit better than the 2009's Hell in a Cell event, because that was overkilling. Because it's still overkilling right now. They're doing three Hell in a Cell matches in one night. It kind of hurt the concept, but you know, it's just what it is. You know, I wish they just go to do the traditional one, or I don't mind doing two, but three, not so much. And then on the bright side, there is no first time in 3 years. There is no bullshit DQ Hell in a Cell finish with the match ending in DQ, like Roman and Strowman in 2018 and Seth Rollins versus The Fiend from last year's Hell in a Cell event. So anyway, so hope you enjoy my review of Hell in the Cell 2020. Hope you enjoy it, folks. Thanks for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Smash the like button and subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube. And this is the Central Man officially signing out. Check you later.